In this video, I'm going to give you the easiest apple butter recipe ever. It's a flavorful spread that's almost a comfort food around my house during the holidays, apple harvesting season. Later in the video, I'm going to show you how to use homemade pectin to turn pomegranate fruit juice into a jelly that can last for months. Whether you're aiming for homemade gifts or simply craving all the flavors of the fall season, these recipes, they're the answer. Join me as we elevate our skills and expand our culinary prepping skills. I'll post a link in the comments section below to everything I cover in this video. So let's get cooking. Apple butter. Ingredients. Meat of a dozen or so apples, peeled, cored, and chopped. 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon or 3 cinnamon sticks, 1/2 teaspoon ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon ground cloves, a 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 2 cups water, and optional is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Instructions. Peel, core, and chop the apples into small pieces. The variety of apples that you use can influence the flavor of your apple butter. I like to use a mix of apples to get a complex flavor. If you have a tree or your area is known for a particular variety, I think you can make an apple butter subtly unique to your area. Place the chopped apples in a large, heavy-bottomed pot. Some peels are okay. Add granulated and brown sugar, ground cinnamon, ground nutmeg, ground cloves, and salt to the pot. I've given you the general spice breakdown and the ingredients. I've dabbled with this over the years and now use a powdered blend of generic mulling spices, cloves, nutmeg, and allspice and cook it all with 3 cinnamon sticks. My family likes it a bit spicier, so I use 2 tablespoons of powdered spices. Add lemon juice and the vanilla extract, and add water and stir the ingredients well. Now bring the mixture to a boil over medium heat, stirring frequently to prevent sticking. And once it boils, reduce the heat to an evaporated simmer and let the mixture simmer. Now I leave the lid on for the first hour. You'll also want to keep it low enough so it doesn't sputter out on the pot. Stir it every 15 to 30 minutes. Cook it for at least 4 hours, then remove the cinnamon sticks and use an immersion blender or transfer the mixture to a blender to puree until smooth. Return the blended mix to the pot and simmer for an additional time. Allow the mixture to cook and thicken. It's going to pass through an applesauce phase and then develop a rich brown color. This process can take several hours, and I find that it will take at least about 4 to 6 hours, so be patient and continue stirring to prevent burning or crusting on the top. To check the consistency, it should stick nicely to the spoon once you stir it. Allow the apple butter to cool to room temperature. Transfer to clean, sterilized jars with tight-fitting lids. Refrigerate the apple butter if you plan to use it within a few weeks. And if you want to store it for a more extended period, consider water bath canning following proper canning procedures. Now, this homemade apple butter is versatile and can be spread on toast, used as a topping for pancakes or waffles, or incorporated in the various recipes. I use it on meats on the barbecue or a base for barbecue sauces. Pomegranate jelly. 5 cups of granulated sugar, juice from a dozen large pomegranates, about 4 to 5 cups. Optional is 2 to 4 tablespoons pomegranate molasses for extra flavor, adjust to taste. 1/4 cup of homemade apple pectin per cup of juice used, and 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Extract pomegranate juice. To do this, cut the pomegranates in half and extract the juice using a juicer or pressing the seeds to release the juices. Strain the juice to remove any pulp or seeds and measure about 4 to 5 cups of pomegranate juice. Each large pomegranate has about 1/2 cup of juice in it. If you have a pomegranate tree, obtaining the number of pomegranates needed is easy. Getting it all extracted is the hard part. If you don't want to go through the effort, you can always use store-bought 100% pure pomegranate juice. Here I will juice 4 pomegranates and use 2 cups of store-bought juice to give me 4 full cups. Combine ingredients in a large, heavy-bottomed pot. Combine the pomegranate juice, granulated sugar, and lemon juice. Lemon juice lowers the pH of the jam mixture and neutralizes the negative charges of the pectin strands, allowing them to move together into a network to set the jam. The lemon flavor will not come through, but it will help the pectin to do its thing, keeping your jelly color bright and enhance the flavors. Now optionally, you can add pomegranate molasses for an extra layer of flavor. Stir the mixture over medium heat until the sugar dissolves completely. Use a gentle heat to avoid scorching the mixture. Once the sugar is dissolved, increase the heat to medium-high and bring the mixture to a boil for 30 minutes, stirring frequently to prevent sticking, scorching, or boiling over. And when the mixture reaches a rolling boil, add the homemade apple pectin, stirring continuously to ensure even distribution. Bring the mix back to a gentle boil, like a bubbling simmer, and cook it for about up to 30 minutes. Pomegranates are low in pectin. Strawberries are too, so I suggest following a strawberry jelly recipe if you don't use homemade pectin, as I'm using here. We'll also add a 1/4 cup of homemade apple pectin for each 1 cup of fruit juice. Remember, we also added 1/4 cup of lemon juice at the start of the process. We don't want to add additional water to our mix. The homemade pectin will add additional water, so we have to bring it to a boil, then reduce the mix and let the pectin work. Continue boiling the mixture until it reaches a settling point. This can take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. Place a spoonful of the mix on a chill plate to test the setting point. If it wrinkles and holds its shape when pushed with a finger, it's ready. This is where I had to add more pectin and continue a gentle boil. Making homemade pectin will leave you with different levels of pectin depending on how efficient your process was and how much pectin was in the fruit to begin with. A jelly is harder to get to set properly than a jam, so you may want to use homemade pectin for jams. Fill jars. Remove the pot from the heat once the jelly reaches a desired consistency. Pour the hot jelly into the sterilized and warm jelly jars, leaving about a 1/4 inch headspace. Process the jars in a water bath canner for about 5 to 10 minutes. Pomegranate jelly made with proper canning techniques and sealed jars can last up to a year or even longer. Refrigerate after opening. So there you have it. If you do each of these recipes, you'll have a basic understanding of making jelly with store-bought pectin, homemade pectin, apple butter, jelly from juice, and water bath canning. These skills can cross over into many other cooking skills, and you can use these skills as a basis for creating 1,000 different recipes made from thousands of other ingredients. How about apple and pumpkin butter, a dragon fruit juice jelly, a berry preserve, or jalapeno lime jelly? The ingredients may change, and the quantities may vary slightly, but these 4 recipes will provide you with a basic understanding of how to create your own personal favorite family recipe. Remember, cooking is a key to self-sufficiency, and self-sufficiency is a key to prepping. As always, stay safe out there.